The Vulcan Vault, along with some very special guests, are on a search for forgotten horror flicks and underappreciated monster movies. Ain't It Cool News presents Ain't It Scary Reviews, a month-long exploration of terror.
Welcome to Ain't It Scary Reviews. I'm John Airy, and today we have a very special guest. You might know him as Mosselworm from Ain't It Cool. He also is the screenwriter of Sinister, the upcoming Deus Ex, and also author of Dreams and Shadows. Cargill, thank you very much for coming in.
Oh, dude, thanks for having me.
So what'd you pick out today?
I picked out The Changeling, 1980 horror flick starring George C. Scott, which is one of my absolute favorites. In fact, when we sat down to write Sinister, we were trying to work out the structure of how we were going to tell the story, and Scott and I were talking. I was like, we need to make The Changeling, and he's like, yes, exactly. And just this horror film that's centered on this one guy and kind of from his POV. It's the story of a guy who's just lost his family. He's moved into this large house where he's teaching music at a university, and weird stuff starts happening. And it's one of those great classic films, kind of inspired by Matheson's Stir of Echoes, which was also later made as a film, in which this guy realizes that the spirit wants something and is trying to figure out the mystery of what the spirit wants so it can rest. But it doesn't all go to plan, and it's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. I show this to adults all the time, and they freak out. There's this scene where this ball kind of bounces down the stairs. It usually gets them. It's really good stuff.
Now, what's your favorite thing about it?
The performance by George C. Scott. I mean, George C. Scott was a badass, both on screen and off. This is a dude that the night he won his Oscar was at home watching a hockey game because he just didn't care. He was all about, just doing a job. And his performance in this is just so strong. It's one of the best leading man performances in a horror film of all time, easily.
You goddamn son of a bitch. What is it you want? What do you want from me? I've done everything I can do. There's nothing more to do.
What other horror films would you put it up against?
I put it up there with the greats. I mean, I really think this is that unknown great that most people just lost. That just for some reason it has been ignored because it wasn't cycled on HBO and Cinemax when we were kids, and those tend to be the films that a lot of us kind of repeat because we grew up with, and because of just the niche that it fell into, we just didn't talk about it all the time. But I put it up there with The Shining and Poltergeist as one of those really great haunting movies. Because it's got some iconography in it that's just great. The creepy old wheelchair, the young kid.
What is your name? What is your name?
And the final sequence is as scary and powerful as either of those other films.
Fantastic. The Changeling, that is the pick for today. Mr. Cargill, thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And for more news and reviews, keep checking in with ain'titcool.com.